They knew this land better than anyone, but they had to give it up. What you're about to see is not a Hollywood myth. These are authentic, almost forgotten photographs from the late 19th century, taken by photographers who captured the last days of the Indians' free life. Today, we will show 25 pictures full of pride, tragedy, and untold secrets of Wyoming and Dakota. Get ready. This is the story of the last warriors.
This is the legendary Hunkpapa Lakota leader, Sitting Bull. He became a symbol of resistance and refused to live on a reservation. This photo was taken in Montreal in 1885 during his appearance in Buffalo Bill's Wild West show, which he used to financially support his people.
This rare 1883 photograph shows Sitting Bull with his family, including his daughters and wives, just before they were sent to the Standing Rock Reservation. It captures the personal tragedy of the great leader forced to face a new reality. This studio portrait from the 1870s features a young Cheyenne warrior. Note his long, loose hair, shell ornamentation, and the traditional peace pipe. The photo captures the dignity and pride of the Great Plains warriors before the decisive conflicts.
This 1890 studio photo shows two Lakota women. Note their rich traditional attire, adorned with intricate beadwork or possibly bone beads. Their clothing and dignity reflect the resilience of indigenous culture, even on the reservation. This poignant photograph, titled Before Entering School, shows Sioux children in traditional dress. They were unaware that they would soon be forcibly separated from their families. This was the first step in the assimilation program aimed at eradicating indigenous culture. This portrait of a Sioux family, taken around 1899, shows deep traditions. The father stands in warrior dress. The mother holds an infant, and the child in the center wears protective attire. The photo was taken in front of their dwelling, the teepee.
This photograph shows a Sioux woman and her infant securely fastened in a traditional cradle board or papoose. Cradle boards protected the child and allowed the mother to easily carry them during the nomadic life on the plains.
This rare studio photograph, likely from the 1870s, captures a delegation of Sioux Lakota leaders in Washington. They traveled to negotiate with the federal government regarding the ongoing invasion of settlers onto their sacred lands in the Great Plains.
The photo shows a Winnebago man, Ho-Chunk, and his two daughters. The Winnebago, or Ho-Chunk Nation, is a federally recognized Native American tribe that historically lived in the forests and riverbanks of modern-day Wisconsin. The man wears an ornate plastern breast necklace made of beads and tubular bones. Such decorations demonstrated status and wealth.
The photo shows the leader of the Skiddy Pawnee, the priest and guardian of the sacred Morning Star Sanctuary. The man in the photo was identified as a priest of the Skiddy Pawnee tribe, responsible for important religious ceremonies, including the Morning Star ceremony. In his hand, the man holds a pumpkin rattle, which was used for ceremonial purposes. Such objects were an integral part of the rituals and dances of the indigenous peoples.
The photo shows the legendary American sniper Annie Oakley, née Phoebe Ann Mosey. She was a famous actress, famous for her shooting skills, performing in the show Wild West by Buffalo Bill. This is a studio portrait taken in the tintype format, photographs on a thin metal plate, which was popular at the time.
The image captures the historical moment of the signing of the Fort Laramie Treaty in 1868. The treaty, signed between the United States and the Lakota Nation, guaranteed the Indians ownership of the Black Hills and other territories. The negotiations took place from April to November 1868 on the North Platte River in present-day Wyoming.
Ike Pryor, a famous Texas cattle rancher, sitting and dining around 1900. Eating on the land where the provision wagon, chalk wagon, stopped was a common practice for cowboys who worked in open pastures.
Pearl Hart, the 28-year-old bandit queen of the Old West. Pearl Hart became famous as one of the last stagecoach robbers in the United States, which attracted attention because of her gender. Her criminal activities and subsequent arrest made her something of a celebrity and an icon of feminism at the time.
The image shows a family band of musicians from a mining town in Harlem, Pennsylvania, circa 1900. Music played a huge role in the lives of people on the frontier. It was the main form of entertainment in remote areas without theaters or infrastructure. The photo shows the inside of a dwelling, probably in a mining village, with walls covered with newspapers or patterned paper and clothes drying over a wood-burning stove. This image depicts a stagecoach fully loaded with passengers and baggage in front of a commercial hotel building. Stagecoaches were a vital part of transportation and communication in the Wild West, connecting distant towns. In a rare photo of the couple together, Josie Marcus sits with Wyatt Earp at their desert camp at their Happy Days gold mine across the river from Parker, Arizona in the 1920s. This historical photo captures cowboys during a break. After a long day of cattle driving, the men are bathing in a pond, with their horses and chuck wagon visible in the background, highlighting the rugged life on the trail. This image displays a bustling trading post or factory in a mountainous area. Such posts were centers of commerce for prospectors and early settlers, offering essentials ranging from goods to livery and services. The photo shows one of the Walker sisters sitting by the fireplace in the Walker family's log cabin in Little Greenbrier Cove, Tennessee. The 7 Walker sisters, Margaret, Polly, Martha, Nancy, Louise, Sarah Caroline, and Hetty, spent their entire lives in this cabin, built by their grandfather in the 1840s. They became local legends due to their commitment to a traditional lifestyle even after their neighbors left when the Great Smoky Mountains National Park was created. This image displays a blacksmith shop or workshop under the sign C.C. Hatfield Horseshoer. Blacksmiths who shod horses were indispensable to westward expansion, as transportation and farming were entirely dependent on the health of working livestock. This early 20th century photo captures the Ernst L. Bader Saloon, a typical frontier establishment. Saloons served as crucial social centers for miners, cowboys, and settlers, with signs often advertising popular whiskey or beer. The image captures a historical moment from the famous White Elephant Saloon in Fort Worth, Texas, known for its Wild West atmosphere and gambling. The White Elephant Saloon, founded by legendary gambler and marksman Luke Short in the 1880s, is the oldest honky-tonk drinking establishment with music and dancing in Texas. This image captures 3 prospectors displaying their gold finds in panning trays. They are using a sluice box to separate gold from sediment, symbolizing the gold rush era that fueled westward expansion and settlement. The photo shows miners and immigrants who arrived to work at the Old Dominion copper mine in Globe, Arizona, USA, in 1880. The miners of that time faced difficult conditions, including working deep underground at high temperatures and dust conditions, using primitive tools and manual labor. This historic photograph, titled "The Store at the Crossroads, North Carolina," was taken by photographer Dorothea Lange in July 1939. The picture was taken for the Office of Farmer Protection, FSA, in Person County, North Carolina, USA, during the Great Depression. The photo shows a family of sharecropping farmers during the Great Depression in Alabama. The photo was taken by the famous American photographer Walker Evans in 1936.
Evans's work documented the poverty and harsh living conditions of rural residents during that period. Albert Siebert, 1843 to 1907, is one of the most legendary and influential figures in the history of the American Southwest. He was an experienced soldier, a veteran of the Civil War, but became famous as one of the most effective and well-known civilian chief of Army Scouts in the history of the U.S. Army.
The photo shows cowboys having lunch at an outdoor camp, chuck wagon, during a cattle drive. The mobile kitchen, invented by Charles Goodnight in 1866, was an integral part of any cattle drive. It contained food, dishes, and bedding for the team. Cowboys worked from dawn to dusk. Eating was a moment of relaxation and companionship after long hours of work in the harsh conditions of the prairies. Pictured is William Frederick Cody, the legendary Buffalo Bill. He earned his fame by killing thousands of bison to feed the railroad workers. Here, he recreates the famous bison hunt in his Wild West show, popularizing the myth of the frontier. The show showed Europeans and Americans the passing era of the Wild West. The image captures the historical moment of the construction of the Midland Tunnels in Colorado, USA. They were crucial for transporting silver, iron ore, and supplies across the Rocky Mountains. The picture shows workers using traditional methods of the time, as well as wagons pulled by mules or horses to move materials.
A group of miners in North America. The photograph is a historical document illustrating the harsh working conditions and camaraderie among the miners of that era.
This is a historical snapshot of a busy street in Dickens City, Kansas, during the Oklahoma Land Rush in 1893. The photo captures the typical life of a frontier town at the time, with covered wagons, horses, and buildings such as a hardware store. The photo shows the famous American female shooter and performer of the Wild West show, Annie Oakley, born Phoebe Ann Mosey, 1860 to 1926. The picture was taken around the 1890s and shows her reading in her tent while on tour.
This photograph is a historical document illustrating the harsh daily living conditions of female settlers in the American West at the end of the 19th century. The woman in the picture lifts a bucket of water from a well using a simple wooden gate with a wheel. Water extraction was a daily, difficult, and necessary task for drinking, cooking, washing, and hygiene. Access to clean water was often a crucial factor for the survival of a settlement.
A magnificent photograph of William Joseph Byrne in a bar located in Sacramento in the 1930s.
The image shows the Klondike Dance Hall and Salon, a vibrant hub of activity in Seattle, Washington in 1909. It symbolized the economic prosperity of the city in that era.
The image shows the H.D. Pierce & Co. Book and News Warehouse, which also served as a U.S. post office in the early 20th century. This building functioned as a post office, which can be seen by the sign Post Office and the inscription Letters. In the early 1900s, it was common practice in the United States to send children by mail as parcels, which became possible after the Postal Service reform of 1913. This practice continued for about 7 years and was banned in 1920 when the Postal Department ruled that people should not be mailed.
The photo shows an unknown Texas cowboy from the late 1870s or 1880s. He stands next to his saddled mule and demonstrates the equipment typical of that time. Photography is a vivid example of the authentic lifestyle and work of the cattle ranchers of the American West at that time. The photo shows Sam Bass, a notorious outlaw from the Wild West, and members of his gang. The photo was taken in Dallas during a cattle drive to Kansas in the summer of 1876.
Sam Bass was a famous American train robber and criminal from the time of the Wild West.
If you like that we're unearthing such a rare story, don't forget to subscribe. It's the only way to see more of these forgotten mysteries.